dropped her pinky ring by your foot. I'm gonna snap it on her.
No, she's fucking pissed. We coming through okay?
Can you hear us?
What's up? What's up, dudes?
Trying to see words. As usual, we're streaming, so I have to be eating something.
Look at the hair on my neck. Makes me look like I've got like wounds on it.
When I was pregnant with Minnie, I was eating Lunchables on stream.
What is this? She wants your food.
Dude, this is too spicy. I'll get you something.
That's spicy.
That's a spicy meatball.
Ha ha ha. Do you have her little food, her little cereal food stuff? A big pretzel? She's gonna smack it on the, oh, that's perfect. Eat this pretzel. Make it soggy. Pretzel, baby. All right. Hey. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the McMillan household.
Minnie.
Stop it. We should go over some Kickstarter questions first, just in case anybody's confused about anything.
She's a girl.
He's a girl.
Today is the third time that somebody, an old lady, called her Buddy. Hey, Buddy. She's wearing a outfit that was white with pink jewels on it and a pink Hello Kitty.
Minnie, look, do you see the baby?
Carrier.
Look at the baby. Say hi, baby. Can you say hi to the baby? Yeah, there you go.
Wife shirt. Thank you.
Look, it looks just like your face, but squished down exactly. Look at this.
I know, look at her goddamn lips are so red.
Okay. You guys unlocked a bunch of stuff. I mean, if you're here, you probably already know everything that was unlocked. I don't need to go over that. I want to help anybody who has like questions that they, don't understand about the Kickstarter or are having problems with XYZ or something doesn't make sense. I want to do questions for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then we can go over to Platinum God and start digging through items. And Danielle's here to help me remember things I may have forgotten because she was here through the whole thing. And we'll just
I want to
jump
open.
in.
We have packages too that I really want to open that we haven't been able to open yet.
We have 3 big boxes
Yeah.
from fans who. One of the boxes looks like it's drawn to look like a chest. So it's got to have something. Yeah, stop breaking it.
Thank you. I dyed my roots, and it's kind of hard to see right now.
I'm thinking about dyeing my forehead black. I seen this guy.
Oh, they do tattoos now. Like the people that do eyebrow tattoos, they do tattoos to make it look like stubble.
Yeah, that'll look great.
You could look like one of those guys that shaves his little point of his hair right there.
I don't know if you guys watch Married at First Sight, but at Married at First Sight, there's this pastor dude who's got one of those like, he's a black dude, so he's got that. What is that line? It's like a very hard line, right?
Oh,
they call it
edge?
something. Edging, yeah. Edging. It's called edging, right? Oh my god. Yeah. So this pastor guy's edging on TV, and he you could see that he's got like mascara line.
Oh, like
to help
makeup.
He's putting makeup on his forehead to get that line that's not actually filling in too good. I'm gonna do that. I think it'll work.
Did you guys see me fart on Twitter?
Hey, Danielle, I've got this. What do you think? Okay, we'll save that for later.
Is it for edging?
It's for edging. You guys want to see me edge on YouTube? Okay. Now I'm going to see what you asked. All right. When will we get the actual game? That is a tough one. I think the closest we get to a guaranteed estimate would be basically a year from now. But you never know what will happen. It is really hard to ship. I don't know if you guys have backed any other Kickstarters recently. I backed Gloomhaven over a year ago, and they're not even close to getting their stuff out. And this Kickstarter, as you've seen,
and they make you pay for shipping.
Can you believe it? I had to pay for these things.
Yeah, you have to pay for the stuff too. It's crazy.
You totally distracted me.
Tears.
What was I saying? I was saying something.
Gloom.
Stuff. Okay, we've got like twice the amount of stuff to make in this Kickstarter than last time. And this baby's pissed. So it's going to take longer, and then the state of the world will make it take longer, and then the state of shipping will make it take longer. So this won't be like a 6 to 8 month thing like last time.
Every time somebody says the price of shipping with an exclamation point, that makes it take longer.
Every time you mention shipping, the shipping devil shows up at your doorstep at 3 a.m.
And with that pizza from Chuck E. Cheese.
He steals your package.
Does anyone know that?
But I'm not talking about the package that's on your doorstep. You get it?
Oh, yes.
It's a dick and cock and ball thing. What do you want? What do you want, you crazy baby? Okay.
Aww. Give her the binky.
You want this?
Are you okay?
Do you want water?
Hi. I know. I'll hold you once I'm done eating.
She's very tired. She just won't sleep. Okay. Will you put the Lilith doll in the mystery box? No! No, that's mine. That is the coolest fucking thing ever. And no, absolutely not. I don't have an office yet, but it will be behind that fake door back there. That false door.
Fun, Mom.
My office will eventually be built there, or it's built, but it needs to actually have stuff inside of it. And I will have curios, custom-built curios to showcase all of the cool shit that I've gotten over the years, which I haven't been able to actually completely do. Okay. Edmund, you already said that there wouldn't be booster packs. But will you eventually add any of the unused, half-finished enemies and or content? Re-add. What unused, half-finished enemies and other... Oh, you're not talking about Four Souls. You're talking about that video game. This portion of this is for Kickstarter questions. Now you're confusing me. Okay, I'm scrolling down. False door. If I increase my tier, will I get my free Tainted Isaac? Of course you will. As long as you back the game within the first 48 hours, you are locked in, regardless of what you do, except for, of course, removing your pledge or going down below $35. You are guaranteed to get your Tainted Isaac. It's not something... Why are you so mad? What? Why are you so upset? She wants your food.
This is so spicy.
Look how mad, though.
Honey. Come here. Okay. 999.
How much will the 5-pack pin set be? I think it will be $35. $5 a pin, which I think is a pretty good going rate for pins these days. These are about an inch diameter pin, and they're really cool, and I love them.
They're an inch thick.
Inch thick. It's a cube.
Just hangs off of you. My baby.
We're not asking Binding of Isaac questions yet. This is the Four Souls section, and it's almost over. I've successfully answered like 2 questions, and I'm going to answer a few more.
I'm trying to read.
Will there be more card contests?
Whoa.
Yes. Speaking of card contests, what happened?
Orf, can I have a new paper towel?
Live TV, folks.
That's showbiz. Ah! Somebody asked, how do you feel?
Just fine. There was a question I was answering, though.
Oh, sorry.
But what was it? I don't remember. I don't remember what's even going on. Will there be more contests for card design? Yes. And speaking of that, that's where I ended. And speaking of that, I'm currently going through the submitted cards. It is fucking grueling. There was a lot of them, and a lot of them were submitted late. I will choose my top 4 and probably post them in the next couple days, and then you guys can vote on them. But there will be at least one more opportunity to submit your designs.
Don't eat it.
Can you tell Nicholas to put Isaac on sale in the eShop? Sure. Tyrone, put the Nicholas on sale in the shop.
That scared me.
Oh, the jumpy thing. I don't really have much control over that, and honestly, between just us two folks, you, me, and the person asking, I don't think developers have that much of a say either. But it's different in Steam World or whatever.
We were talking about pins.
What? I already discussed pins. Okay, last question. I'm really answering all of them. You can ask me questions more at the end, but we're gonna go through this. Okay. Will the full? I'm gonna answer only bold text, all in caps. Will the full collection come with 4 Souls Plus and the base game second edition boxes beside the big box? No, and I'll tell you why. If we did that, so somebody asked me this on Twitter. It's not an uncommon thing. The whole point of making sure you can get every expansion and the base game inside the big box at that price, and to save on shipping, it's a super deal. Basically, if we shipped you each box individually, it would probably cost you another $80 or $90 to have and ship to you. So it wouldn't be ideal for you. You can do that. You can add everything individually as an add-on, and then we will ship you every single thing, but then you'll also see exactly how much it actually cost, and you won't like it. So I highly recommend you don't worry about those boxes. 4 Souls Plus box is just a fucking deck box. It's just very flimsy, and the other boxes are, kind of whatever. We're going to pretty up the big box, and it'll be just as good. If not, we'll just combine all the boxes together visually so you don't feel like you're losing anything. That sounds like a good idea to me. About your tweet today. Do I need to change my tier to get the pin? How do I do that? I have the Guardian Angel tier. You don't need to change it because you're going to get the pin. Everybody who has the big boy box or above, which you're in the or above tier because you've gone above. You have the full collection plus the Angel, so that's way above. The $65 tier is the bottom of the tiers in order for you to get one free random pin. If you want to buy pins, if you want to buy a pack of 5 pins, you're going to open up your pledge, and then you're going to add $35 to it, and then when this ends, you're going to choose to put that $35 on a pack of 5 pins.
You're adding. I think we need to start calling it fun money.
Fun money.
You can put your fun money in there.
Oh, my mom just. Oh, she's with a friend. Lose some weight, Edmund. Yeah, I'm getting on it.
Yeah, you could lose about 500 pounds right here.
I do actually. I did gain. I probably gained like 15 pounds in the past couple weeks. But when I get stressed out, I eat until I'm super stressed out, and then I don't eat. Once I've hit that threshold, I just stop eating. Now,
Javon sent us a box of cupcakes, and
yeah, fucking Javon is. So Javon lost a shitload of weight, and now he's just trying to fatten me up so he can feel like a big tough guy.
He's gonna cook us. Those cupcakes came right on time.
He gloats. All right. We are going to. I will answer whatever your bullshit questions are later.
They said kiss your daughter.
Be good.
What if you kissed me and it was...
What?
And then it turns out I'm your daughter.
What is this, the internet?
What kind of video is that?
I'm going to go to... So you guys can go here too. We're going to Platinum God. We're going to Platinum God and we're clicking on Rebirth Items. Are you prepared? Do you want to follow along with me here? Could be sharing the screen. Should be sharing the screen. I'm worried that in doing so, I will expose secrets on my desktop. Speaking of which, one time a guy I was working with, Danielle thought it would be funny while he was gone to make a folder on his desktop called, what was it?
It's like pictures of naked girls or something.
Pictures of naked girls or dick pics. So I think another folder. And
he was out with a girl who was going to come back to the office.
And I said, you need to delete that.
I deleted it. I didn't want to be murdered. But how funny.
But yeah, I say that because I don't want you to see my folders of
dick
those
pics.
things, of my dick pics. Okay, secrets. There you go. All right, number 1. You can read it, Danielle. What is this?
Sad onion.
Sad onion. First item I ever designed. Why did I design it?
Guess what? I didn't even read it. I know what it's called.
Oh. This baby's attacking me. Sad onion was the first item designed because it was the first item that came to mind when I thought about what would make you cry more. A lot of these initial items have to do with that. Sad onion, because it's an onion, and onions make you cry. Sad onion. And it's a little off because it doesn't look like an actual item in the game because it actually has a little crying Isaac face on it, and that's the reason, because it was the very first item that was ever designed. Next up, the inner eye. It's triple shot. It's a reference to your third eye, which is why he gets a third eye.
Can I see if I can name these and what they do as we go through them?
Okay, what's the next one?
A Spoonbender.
Spoonbender!
What's it called? Where is it?
It is. It's right. You got it.
It's called Spoonbender?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Spoonbender.
So it's in my body.
Spoonbender is a reference
It gives
to...
you
You can't say that on stream. What do they give you?
homing shots.
There you go. It is a reference to Uri Geller. Uri Geller was a huge fucking scam artist in the 70s who would fake bending spoons with his mind. And then it kind of glommed onto that, like the fake hypnotists that like will hypnotize people for shows and stuff.
Fake hypnotist.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm sure you can hypnotize somebody at some point, somewhat, but not the way they're doing it. It goes into this like weird mental play of wanting to be part of something. So he gives everybody a bunch of spoons and he fake bends the spoon, right? And everybody else in the audience is rubbing their spoon and channeling their psychic energy. And then they start just fucking bending the fuck out of their spoons too when no one's looking. And then they all look like they're doing it. And it became this big phenomenon. And Uri Geller like made millions of dollars off of scamming people into thinking that he was a psychic. And you should look it up because it's pretty funny.
Cricket's head.
Cricket's head.
Damage up.
This used to be Max's head. She's going to unplug that. And then we can't be heard.
Listen here, you little baby.
Used to be Max's head. Max, she's pulling it.
No, with the foot.
Max was an animal that didn't exist. And that was one of the things that that always bugged me. Because I was writing about myself, but I never had a dog named. I had a dog named Lucky, not Max. My sister had a rabbit named Max, and that's where I got the name from.
I did not know that.
That's true.
How did it die?
It was passed around to different. No. It was passed around to different relatives until it. Who knows where it ended up? Yeah, I know, a rabbit.
Ready?
Too. It's like
I don't know what this is called.
Wait, I didn't talk about cricket yet.
Oh.
Cricket. Cricket's an actual cat that we had. We had to rehome Cricket.
Passed around.
She got passed around At least to one person.
When Guppy died, something happened in the hierarchy of the cats.
Yeah, the cats were fucking cool. Everybody got along when Guppy was alive.
Tammy and Cricket would play together and sleep together, and then once Guppy died, she turned into the hugest bitch and would not. And we tried. I mean, it wasn't until Peach was a baby that we were like, okay, she's making the other cats miserable, and they won't even come in the living room.
She fought her sister so much that it caused like a hematoma. Is that what it's called? On her ear, bit her ear. Yeah. And deformed her ear. She would beat her sister up constantly. She would beat up Moxie, and she would just she had the full reign of the house, and she just fucked shit up. So we had to reform her.
She was also, I mean, she was so lovey, and everybody was like, she's so lovey when they came over, but it was like so aggressive and annoying. You'd push her off constantly.
Look at that baby.
You'd push her off constantly, and then she would be right back on you.
Next.
But she went to a good home.
Next up.
A broken mirror.
Yeah, what's it called?
I think it's called Broken Mirror.
Nope.
Mom's mirror.
Nope.
Hand mirror.
Nope.
Hand stuff.
It's called My
Reflection.
There you go. My Reflection was one of the first tier modifiers.
I used to always get it mixed up with the spoon and be so fucking mad when I would take it.
How do you mix those two? Does it look like a spoon to you?
No. Yes.
It kind of does. If you look at it.
I don't know why.
Well, okay, so My Reflection is simply that, Isaac saw his reflection broke the mirror, and it's just his tears are coming back at him because he's looking in the mirror. It's like, and I think he gets a little boomerang on they're boomerang tears, and it has a boomerang shape on his forehead because they're boomerang tears. Once again, this is so early in development that I didn't know exactly what I was doing, so it's a little weird. Next up,
number one.
Number one is just he pees.
He pees. It's good, but it's very low range.
Yes, because you can't pee that far. You can't pee as far as you can shoot tears, so the range has to go down. Next up,
Crown of Thorns.
No. Don't look. Did I spoil it?
No, I can't see it. Give me a hint. Crown of Thorns.
It is a Crown of Thorns.
Thorns.
Who wore
Jesus,
the Crown of Thorns?
the
Yes.
King's crown.
What do they call Jesus?
The Son.
But what did he do?
God. He died.
It's Blood of the Martyr. Blood of the Martyr.
That's Blood of the Martyr?
Yeah.
Oh.
Blood of the Martyr.
Damage up. I know that much.
It's a Crown of Thorns. Spoiler. Next up.
Brother Bobby.
He's
a little dipshit helper.
He got better. He did. So Brother Bobby is a reference to the Blue Baby, who actually was added to the game before the Blue Baby even existed as a character, and was a reference to my game's Dead Baby dress up. That's Blood of Marty. So that's where he came from, and Brother Bobby is one of the pair of Brother Bobby and Sister Maggie that causes the most confusion when it came to Isaac lore.
Don't give it away. I didn't get to her yet.
Okay, next up.
Scatoli.
Yeah.
It's a poop on your head. Flies are friendly.
You can't not. I just wanted to have a poop. The design was a poop on head. How are we gonna make an item with poop on head? What would it do? Oh, it would make flies like you. Done. Next up.
Look at Moxie. Halo of flies.
Halo of flies.
Two circling flies around you.
Yep. Halo of flies is a reference to a Melvin's song.
An Alice in Chains album.
No, but we're not there yet. But yes.
Oh. I was making a joke, but now I see. I'm helping.
Yeah, they're flies that protect you. The orbitals. The first orbitals that were put in the game. Next up, what is that?
One life. Up one.
Up one. One up. We all know that is a reference to some game, some sort of platformer. What's the next one?
Big mushroom.
Big mushroom. You're close.
Big up.
Nope. It's just called magic mushroom.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's the magic. This is the one everybody loves now.
It makes you big and it gives you another container heart.
It gives you everything.
And does it fill all your
Here's what it does.
hearts?
Look at this. It does everything you want.
It does. Oh.
What? Oh, she's doing that. What? What? Oh. Yeah, she's copying you. We all know what that's from. The virus.
Excuse me.
What?
I'm saying it.
Okay, sorry. What's this one, Danielle?
The virus.
Yes.
If it touches, if an enemy touches you, they take damage.
This is a reference to somebody getting some sort of terrible infectious disease.
We can't
And
say
then-
AIDS. Who owns that?
That's copywritten.
Who owns it?
That you can spread to others by touching them. I guess that's not the same, but it's good enough. Next up.
I'm not sure about this green one because I want to say, oh, is it growth hormone? No, growth
No.
hormone's purple.
Yep.
Is it? It's not roid. Is it roid rage?
It's roid rage. Roid rage is a reference to. So this is steroids, and steroids supposed to give you roid rage.
It makes your hemorrhoids so mad.
Next up is.
A little heart.
Yep, heart.
You get a little beating heart, balls under your chin.
There is a movie I love called Raising Arizona, and there's a part in the movie where his friend says something about the only way to adopt a kid is to get the really terrible ones, and there's one that was adopted that was born with a heart outside of his chest.
I don't remember.
And it always, when I was younger, made a lasting impression on me. So I thought it would be, I wanted to have a heart on Isaac's chest that was beating out of its, out of its chest.
And Peach has just seen a turtle that is thriving with its heart on the outside of its body, and that's probably going to stick with her. Liver, 2 up.
I ate his
2
liver.
health up.
I ate his liver with a nice Chianti and a side of fava beans, I think it is. Yeah. Liver, liver is just a hearty
I know another
organ
story
either way.
about liver.
What? Tell me in my ear. Oh, there is that story. Chicken liver. Well, yeah, when I was when I was little, I had a very abusive stepfather. And this is a little lighthearted, jokey story here. When I was little at the dinner table, there was chicken liver offered, and no one wanted it. And I said I would eat it because I thought it would be funny to eat the chicken's liver. And then I took a bite and I didn't like it. And my stepdad said that I had to eat the rest of it. So I ate as much as I could. And then when I didn't continue, he took me to the bathroom and told me to throw it up. He's a wacky guy, that guy is.
I have a story like that.
Everybody's got that story. And then when I couldn't throw up, he shoved me up against the wall.
How old were you?
I was 6.
God.
Yeah, he's dead. Don't worry, guys. He's dead. So that's a little anecdote with that one. So trust me, I've got many more. They all, some of them, this is the nice thing, some of them involve the cops coming and beating the shit out of him. So that's always good. Anyway, next up.
Skeleton key.
It's a reference to skeleton keys opening all doors.
It gives you 99 keys.
It's true. What's the next one, though?
$1.
That's a reference to the dollar bill. It's currency.
But do you only ever get 99 cents, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That was a limitation. We couldn't go above 99 cents back then. And I thought it was funny. Next up.
I heard it was Tyrone.
It was Tyrone was there. He said, no, take that penny out. He's like, that's mine.
One day.
They call him a penny pincher. And he pinched that penny. He did it. You're going to find that on Kotaku tomorrow.
I don't know if this is called bombs.
I don't actually remember what this is called either.
Okay, scroll over. Let's see it.
Boom!
Yeah, 10 bombs.
10 bombs.
Jesus Christ, man.
Back in the day, this series, you can see right here as I was designing. So I designed these as they go. So we've got Keys, we've got coins and bombs. So these are all like ways to do whatever. It's kind of funny that this wasn't a different item that gave you 99 bombs. It was one that gave you 10. It's also weird that I would have an item that gave you 10 bombs.
It's almost like you forgot a 0.
I know. Next one.
Transcendence.
This is a noose. What does it do?
You get flight.
You do. You also, your body is gone. Why is your body gone? And why isn't there a noose?
Because it came off your head.
I just thought it would be really funny to have a head floating around. And how else can you transcend this domain without a little bit of suicide? Right, kids? Next up, this is a nod to a game called The Legend of Zelda, which kind of every other part of this game also is. It shows you where, what? What does it show you?
Where the important stuff is. The boss room.
Yep, it does.
The treasure room.
Does it?
Yeah.
Boss room, treasure room? Yeah. Yes. Next up.
Breakfast?
Lunch.
Fuck.
So close, though. Lunch is a bowl of cat and or dog food. It's probably cat food. It's been long debated. The other ones are dog food because they were the remnants of Max's head, but then I just took that away. But that is a bowl of cat food, and it's an allusion to abuse and neglect. But also, when I was little, I did eat cat food and dog food, not because I didn't have any other option, but because I wanted to see what it tasted like. Next up, what is it?
That's breakfast.
Dinner. Dinner is a can of dog food. Same thing. Next up.
Oh shit! Snack.
You can see what breakfast is.
I know breakfast is milk.
Okay, what's this next one?
Snack.
I don't think so.
Supper.
Dessert.
Fuck.
That's a bag of dog food. Next up, you know this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Breakfast.
Yes. The infamous breakfast. I don't know why, but back in the day when item pools were exhausted, everything would turn into breakfast. It's curdled milk, and you can barely see anything on here, but if you look really close, if you look really close on the side, you'll see that there's like a pink discoloration on the box, and that's supposed to be a missing kid, because back in the 80s they would put missing kids on milk cartons, and people would say, you're going to find your kid on a milk carton.
People would say, is that almond milk?
And so I wanted to have Isaac's face on the milk carton. Next up, what is it?
Snack? Is there a snack?
No, it's rotten meat. Yeah, there's snack. It's way later though.
Oh, rotten meat.
This is kind of a reference to The Legend of Zelda. There's a chunk of meat that you bring to a guy.
These are all one heart up though.
Yeah. You bring a chunk of meat to this guy that says grumble grumble in the original Legend of Zelda, and I thought it would be cool to like have a rotten chunk of meat. Next up is
wooden spoon.
Wooden spoon is
Speed up.
Is a reference to I don't know about you guys, but my family would threaten me with a wooden spoon. Moms had wooden spoons usually in the kitchen, and they could easily whap you with them. The Macmillan mothers loved to hit with wooden spoons, and it speeds you up because you're running away from them. Next up,
Dad's belt.
Yes.
Is it also speed up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then also same thing, cracking. My stepdad he never hit me with the belt, but he used to crack it to threaten me with it, and it did scare the hell out of me.
What are they doing down there?
Next up,
Mom's underpants.
Close. Underwears.
Mom's
Undergarments.
panties. Range up.
Yes. Mom's panties is mom's panties. It'd be a reference to a kid
You just said panties.
Underwear. Reference to a kid finding his parents' underwear and putting them on to be just like mommy. And the same thing with this. What is it?
Mom's high heels.
And once again,
Range?
range up. I think the high heels are red mostly because growing up in the 80s, like a lot of women did wear those red high heels, and they just seemed iconic, so I made them red.
Blue eyeshadow, red high heels.
Next
red
up.
lipstick.
Right here.
Mom's lipstick.
Yeah.
Is that also a range?
My mom did wear red lipstick. and I think she probably still does.
It is range.
Next up,
Wire hanger.
wire hanger. This is both a reference to, God, I always fucking forget the movie. No wire coat hangers.
Mommy dearest.
Mommy Dearest, as well as abortion. Now we just got demonetized.
What are you supposed to say? A, B?
You say
Oh, Minnie knows.
Bort Simpson.
She knows. This is what you say.
This is a reference to abortion. Okay, next up, what is this one?
The Bible.
That is a reference to a Christian tome, which has tales of epicness inside of it. What's next?
Necronomicon.
No.
Oh, excuse me. The Satanic Bible.
No.
Excuse me. Book of Belial.
There you go.
I'm embarrassed.
The Book of Belial. So Belial is a demon. The cool thing about Belial is he's also the little brother from Basket Case. It's just a fucking really cool demon name overall. Yeah, it's basically an evil Bible. Next up.
Necronomicon.
Necronomicon Ex Mortis, roughly translated Book of the Dead. This is a nod
He's gonna take your head off.
to Evil Dead. Some of my favorite movies, the Evil Dead series.
Look at these
I absolutely
heads.
love them. And that's a reference to that. Next up, what's that?
Poop?
It's poop. That's a reference to the feces that comes out of buttholes. Next up.
Mr. Boom.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's maybe a Bomberman reference. I don't know.
It's cute.
Can't remember.
It has hippo teeth.
Next up,
Tammy's head.
Tammy is one of our cats. She lives upstairs, and Tammy has a tendency. She has whatever the mental disorder is, where you eat things that you're not supposed to eat. Pica. She's incredibly stupid, and she really, really obsessively eats things that she can't digest, and she vomits. We've had to take her to the vet many a time, and every single time we think she's dying, and they say no, she's fine, and it turns out she's just ate a piece of plastic or tinsel or yarn or whatever else, and we hide these things from her, and she seeks them out. So right now she's locked away upstairs, and maybe we've got to pass her around. Who knows? What's next?
Mom's bra.
Mom's bra. It's Mom's bra. But I will also say that the visual reference of Mom and her bra, the shocking visual, is kind of an homage to, Ren and Stimpy when they would show close-ups of things. There was one episode, I can't remember if it might have been Visit to Anthony, where he
of like the dads.
no where Ren sees him feel so stupid for what he did at the end of the episode that he sees himself as an ass, but it actually just shows a very portly man's giant ass in tighty whities, stained tighty whities, and that was the reference to that. It's one of my favorite episodes. It's pretty great. Okay, what's next?
Kaboom?
No.
Dynamite?
No.
TNT?
No.
Ooh, kamikaze.
Right on. Kamikaze. A hated item from back in the day. I thought it would be really cool, but it wasn't. It's better. It's better now. It is a reference to suicide bombing. The old classic. Next up.
Mom's pad.
This was actually one of the grossest items in the game. It still is. This was one of the only times in the game where I thought maybe I shouldn't show this visual because it just seems so yucky.
That's called period shaming.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't even know. Maybe it shows an image of a stained pad and it looks yellow. So maybe it's pee, maybe it's discharge.
Maybe
you never know what it is.
Depend.
My mom. I hope you're not listening, Mom. Close your ears. My mom had her pads everywhere, and when I was little, not used, she was very clean. But her pads were everywhere, and I remember as a kid like taking them and sticking them on things and thinking how interesting that they were. You know, all that stuff was like. I remember taking tampons and like dipping them in the water to see them expand. Love that stuff. And when you're home alone a lot, you get bored and you just start going through things.
Your mom had tampons?
Yeah.
She doesn't strike me as a tampon lady.
I don't like to think about it.
Sorry.
Next up.
Bob's Rotten Head.
Bob's Rotten Head.
Oh, I'm right.
Danielle used to call this Bob's Rotten Apple. And I can understand why.
Because it looks like an apple with a worm coming out of it. And there's something in... What's that game?
Oh.
The tree guy that talks?
Fallout.
Yes. That guy.
What is that? What are you talking about? There's something in Fallout. What does it have to do with what we're talking about?
Does it have something to do with the apple?
I don't remember anything about an apple.
Is Bob's Rotten Head something to do with that?
No.
Continue.
Danielle's helping me with lore. This appears to be, according to Danielle, this is a reference to the Fallout.
It's a reference to that tree guy that talks to you.
The tree guy in Fallout. Oh! I know what you're thinking. I think he refers to his head. There's like, no, his name's Bob. That's one of his lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Danielle's right.
I am right.
Everybody wants to know about Bob. Who's Bob? Is Bob his dad? Is Bob his uncle? And I usually say, yeah, Bob is his uncle. And that's all I'm gonna have to say about that.
Who's the guy that made Fallout?
Brian Fargo.
You saw a picture of him and he had a Mickey Mouse shirt on.
It's true.
What the hell?
Next up is what?
The teleporter.
Yes.
Woo, teleport.
Teleport. This is a nod to Spelunky's teleporter. It's also a minor nod to Dr. Fetus and his many different remotes. And next up.
Maggie, Yum Heart.
Yep. Maggie's starting item. It's somebody taking a bite out of a heart. Next up.
Where am I? A Lucky Foot.
Lucky Foot. This is Kane's foot. His foot's... You can kind of notice that his foot's like discolored.
It's like a rabbit's foot.
Because he got a little fake foot.
He's
lucky, and his foot makes you lucky.
Rabbit's feet were like a thing when you were little, right?
Of course they were. They're still, I think, a thing somewhere.
No, well, I mean, yeah, but not like that's so weird.
I know. I remember thinking that it wasn't real.
And they're dyed.
I know.
Dyed cool colors.
I remember getting one and thinking how cool it is. I got a lucky rabbit's foot, and then like touching the nails and going, and then thinking it's like a cat foot. But that's a precursor to everything else. Next up,
the doctor's remote.
The doctor's remote. This is a Dr. Fetus reference. It calls down a missile. Dr. Fetus was big into. When I designed Dr. Fetus, he was all about multiple remotes, which I'm sure is a reference to some old cartoons back in the day. I'm quite sure I'm referencing something I don't remember. And he calls down rockets or does a plethora of many different things with his remotes. What's next?
Cupid's arrow.
Cupid's arrow. I've gotten one tweet that I get I get this tweet every month that says, "Take this out. This is bad," because Isaac wears like a feather when he takes the arrow. But I can't remember if it's top down or bottom up design. I think it's bottom up design where I have a mechanic that I needed to design. I needed to design an item around, and what I did was I wanted there to be penetrative shots, and I didn't know how else to do that other than an arrow, and then I couldn't come up with an idea for a visual for him to have an arrow, so I made him look like a Native American. And then
you said, "I want to offend someone,"
and I said, "How can I make this bother people?" Speaking of bothering people, this is another one that actually got mentioned recently. Shoop de whoop. People told me that this is a racist thing, and I'm not aware of that. But so, fire in my laser.
I hope I've impressed everybody so far. I'll be right back.
Okay. Firing my laser was one of my favorite memes back when this was happening. In fact, I think my favorite one was there was an episode of Intervention where this guy is crying to I believe his son, and his son saying, "I still love you," and then he like starts to cry, but then he goes, "Bah!" Yeah, it's a classic meme. And I thought it would be funny to put in here because it was a meme I thought was funny at the time, but I guess people are saying that it's tied to something racist in Dragon Ball Z. Next up is Steven. Steven is a reference to a game I made called Time Fuck. I love this game, and it does have some tie into Isaac. And I really wanted to have a conjoined twin on Isaac's head that would raise his damage. Really, it should probably fire a tear out, because why would it raise its damage? But, you know, we don't question these things. And I thought it would be a cool nod to one of my games. And much like the remotes and all the other stuff that's basically in here. The pentagram. A friend of mine growing up in high school had a large pentagram necklace. His name was Ollie. He was very over the top. And he had a necklace that looked a lot like this. And I thought it would be fun to have a little wicked item that was a nod to him. Dr. Fetus. This is a fetus in a jar item, and it is a reference to Dr. Fetus, and it lets you shoot bombs because Dr. Fetus is all about explosions. Magneto. It's a reference to the Marvel character, I guess. But really, it's just a magnet. It was another one of those bottom-up designs where I needed people to have more access to things in rooms. And this was before the ladder, but close to the ladder. And how else would they get things that I put in other places unless they had bombs or whatever else? So I thought it would be cool to allow people to kind of abuse it. This is one of the lower end items that got a buff recently too. The treasure map shows you everything. It's just a treasure map. Next up is Mom's Eye. Mom's Eye shoots out the back of your head because Mom has eyes in the back of her head. Did you know that, Daniel? Did you know that was that reference? Yeah. Mom has eyes in the back of her head. Then we've got Lemon Mishap. Okay, so this is a strange one. So, I wanted to have one where he pees on the ground, and I thought what would be fun to use that could also like blur the line. So it was just a lemon, and I don't think that it had a name, and Florian named it Lemon Mishap. And it sounded like such a oddly translated. So Florian's Austrian, and back when we started this, I mean, he speaks great English.
Oh, now we know who sent that tweet.
Yeah, Lemon Mishap. It sounded so strange. Lemon Mishap and 1+1 free. Like there are some like little bits and pieces that sound strange, I think, to English speakers. And it's because he put them in, and I thought that they were so funny that I kept them. So this thing just was called Lemon Mishap. Then we've got Distant Admiration. Again, I just wanted to have an orbital that flew further away from you, and what did I name it? Distant Admiration. The Book of Shadows. The Book of Shadows is a real thing. It's a pagan book, it's a book that would it's a book. It's a book that protects you. So I think it's a wicked book, right? The Book of Shadows. I know it's referenced a lot in pop culture, but I think it's actually a Wiccan book, and I think it's actually a good has good spells. I don't know. I don't believe in anything. So whatever. Whatever. The Ladder. The Ladder is a nod to the ladder in The Legend of Zelda. It was designed so you could reach further when you're moving around, so you can kind of abuse the room structures. Charm of the Vampire. It's a vampire bat. It makes you look like Dracula. Makes you look like a freaking Dracula. When I was little, I was Dracula for Halloween no more than 5 or 6 times. I was also Dracula many times during the year. I really liked painting myself like Dracula. I really liked, when I was really little, I really was into old school movie monsters. And I like Dracula, Wolfman. I really liked like when Monster Squad came out, I was in heaven because it brought everything back. As Dracula. Next up is the battery. It is a battery. It helps charge your items, so it's a battery. Steam sale. Yeah. Steam sale is a reference to the sales that they have on Steam. And it gives you 50% off stuff. So that's good. This is just like it's real life. Anarchist Cookbook is a real book. I used to check it out at the local library, and it is not something that I think you would want to check out now because it would put you on a watch list.
Oh, yeah.
But it was basically a controversial book that would give you information on how to get high with drugs that aren't legal, like random shit, like smoking banana peels.
In middle school, people would say like you could. It shows you how to make napalm.
It does.
Does it?
I think.
Oh.
It was. I remember the section pretty vividly because everybody was talking about you could smoke dried bananas. You could smoke the peanut, not the shells.
The skin.
But the skin, the peanut skin. Don't do this. I didn't do this, but that's what they say. And there was a section on how to kill people like as quickly as possible, and there was also the infamous section of how to blow up bridges and buildings. And that's where this kind of comes from, or where the bombs come from. This book is fucking crazy. I'd also, you'd probably put you on a watch list if you even Google it. I wonder how many people searching for this in Isaac got the FBI tracking them down. The Hourglass.
Yeah, where's making my arm go?
It's just an hourglass. It slows down time. It's the sands of time, folks. The sands of time. Ugh, you good? What's this one?
Where am I?
The red one.
Sister Maggie.
Sister Maggie. This is the most confusing item in the game for people when it comes to lore.
Better?
She's better. All of them are better. Sister Maggie. So people assume that this means Isaac had a sister and her name was Maggie. And I understand how confusing this is. But what this was a counterpart to the Blue Baby, Brother Bobby. I needed there to be Brother Bobby and Sister Maggie. I thought it would be cool to have them both. And I thought it would be cool to allude to the fact that maybe Isaac's mom may have miscarried other children.
Miscarried. She tripped on a coat hanger. Powerful suction.
She tripped on a coat hanger in the closet. But yeah. So that's what it's really about. Not so much that she had a baby and lost it later or whatever else. But so however you want to count that, maybe he did have a sister named Maggie.
Look at her.
Hi.
You're binky. You wrinkle nose.
What's next? Technology. It's just lasers.
I was gonna say Tech 9, but I think that's a.
There was this really dumb gag that when I was young, what's that talk show host's name?
Geraldo Rivera.
No.
Phil Donahue.
No. Late night.
Arsenio Hall.
Nope.
Jay Leno.
No, the other one.
David Letterman.
There was back when I would watch him, my friend watched.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, my friend would watch him a lot, and he would always quote him. And one of the dumbest things that he would say all the time that would get laughs was, "Dim lasers."
Really?
I don't know. He would say, "Hey, dim lasers."
Ugh.
Like whenever there was like an animated thing or whatever else, he would go, "Hey, dim lasers."
Well, we'll talk about Guppy later. Shut up.
We're gonna get to the Band-Aid, and we're gonna stop for now. I had no fucking clue how long this would take, so this is fucking stupidly ridiculous. Chocolate milk is chocolate milk. The reason why the charge gets bigger because you know how you could you get really phlegmy when you drink chocolate milk, and then you can I don't know. It was like a phlegmy thing. What's the next one?
Growth hormones.
This is kind of like steroids. Makes you big and meaty.
Makes you live forever.
Yeah. Everybody should do it. Next up.
Mini mush.
This is just I wanted to make the player smaller. Yeah, how to do that? I made a mini mush. What's next?
Rosary.
Rosary. Those of you who aren't Catholic or don't know anything about Catholic religion,
look it up so you don't go to hell.
Catholics pray the rosary. I know how to pray the rosary, and I've prayed it a bazillion times. I used to pray it when I was little as a meditation, or when I was having stomach cramps, like really bad. There's another sad story. I used to get this. I used to have such bad, debilitating stomach cramps that I would be crying in the bathroom, and I would memorize where I was on the rosary, and I would pray the rosary to make the pain stop.
I thought they were anal beads.
I know.
So small, you could put it all in there.
That's what I tell people so they don't judge me for praying, trying to pray away the pain. Next up is what?
A cube of meat.
A cube of meat.
Oh my! I'm so impressed with myself that I know the fucking thing.
You're very good.
It's not even the rosary, just rosary. But why can't I remember with the hush?
The hush. A cube of meat is a way for you to build your own Meat Boy, which I wanted to do as a reference to that game I made called Super Meat Boy and Meat Boy. You get multiple cubes, put them together, and you got a Meat Boy. What's the next one?
A quarter.
A quarter.
A quarter.
A quarter is a 25-cent piece. Gives you 25 coins. Next up. I don't know. I know you're not going to guess it.
PhD?
It's a PhD. When you get your PhD, you know what pills are, and they are identified for you, so you can.
Degree.
Oh, what's next?
X-ray vision.
X-ray vision. X-ray vision is a reference to these they're called X-ray specs. They were this really shitty item that you could buy in old comic books in the 70s and 80s.
Lady shirts.
And it would say that you could see through things, but all it did was do a filter of red over your eyes. You can't see shit. It was a total scam. I thought it was funny. And the eye can see, and I've seen everything as a reference to...
This is Big Adventure.
No. You know what that's a reference to. Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Extras.
But you know what I was thinking?
What?
He puts them on in the magic shop, and he looks at the lady.
But he gets arrested. Next up is what?
My Little Pony. Unicorn.
My Little Unicorn.
Oh, I'm so close. I'm so really impressed with myself. Don't take it away.
There are a bunch of little nods to, rainbowy...
You're supposed to rock her with your foot.
Rainbowy gayness, and this is one of the first. A little unicorn that gives you a rainbow invincibility aura. You can just go destroy things. It's just a little gay unicorn horn. What's next?
Book of Revelations.
Book of Revelations is a chunk of the Bible, my favorite chunk of the Bible. It talks about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse and the beast that rises from the ocean.
Mark of the Beast.
Mark of the Beast is 666. Technically, it's 616, I think, but there's a bunch of technical stuff that in pop culture has been destroyed, so I just reference what pop culture says. It is said in the Bible that we will get the mark 666 somewhere on our bodies. Some people believe it's the COVID vaccine DNA thing. I can't.
I don't remember what it was before that.
In the 80s, they believed that you would get a barcode installed on you in the 90s. They said that we were all going to get barcodes on us, and it was going to have the number 666 on it somehow.
Is this just called The Contract?
No. You want to keep going? You want to keep guessing?
Yes. I'm thinking of this the wealth from below at what cost?
You're close.
The Pact? No.
The Pact. This is
it's like I've been playing this game for 10 years.
This is a reference to people selling their soul to Satan.
What?
And that's that. Next up is
9 Lives.
It's not called 9 Lives.
Guppy?
Do you want to hold this baby again?
Guppy's dead body.
Nope.
Dead cat.
Dead cat. It's a reference to a dead cat, and cats have 9 lives. And
I mean, give me 3 tries, I'll get it.
it's a reference to Guppy, the real Guppy. Guppy wasn't dead when I made this game. He died after.
Interesting.
I know. It's like the game predicted it. What's next?
Lord of the Pit.
Uh-huh. Lord of the Pit.
Behead the Pit.
The head to pit, bit the bit, the head to pit.
Deportation.
The birdation. This is a reference to. So I played Magic from the fucking get-go. I love Magic. I still love Magic. It's my favorite game. I love everything about it, and there are a tremendous amount of Magic references in this, and this is one of the first.
When we started dating, my mom thought that he was actually interested in magic, like magic tricks.
I was. Later.
9.
No, wait, I'm not done yet. Lord of the Pit was one of the coolest fucking cards, the most metal-looking creatures in Magic back in the day, and it's this big beast with giant wings, and that's what I was referencing. Next.
9 Inch Nails.
No.
9.
No.
No.
9 Inch Nails isn't even an item. It's a band.
What?
What is that?
A broken nail.
Broken nail?
It looks broken.
It's not. It's bloody.
Is it this? Is it like this?
It is. It's one of those nails.
Spike.
Spike. Okay, she
Pike.
just barfed all over me. Can you get a napkin?
Oh, what is it?
Don't play with it.
Is it bloody something?
It's not bloody something. It's called the nail. And it turns you into a demon. It is supposed to be one of the nails that crucified Jesus. Yeah.
Like a nail could crucify somebody.
If you put it in the right place.
It'd have to be very long.
What, with 9 inch?
It'd have to be 9 inch nails.
I guess she was right. Okay. We need to go deeper.
Remember what we found out 9 inch nails are?
Oh, yeah. It's for coffins, right?
Yeah, how did we not know that?
I don't know. We need to go deeper. This is another one of those designs where I wanted people to be able to skip
Where are
levels.
you?
Right there where the cursor is.
I've
to
never used that, ever.
Not many people have.
Why would I make
It
the
seemed
game
like
shorter?
It seemed like a really good idea of a way for people to like skip, but it's never worth it, or rarely worth it. It's better now. And we need to go deeper as a reference to. Isn't it a reference to? What is it a reference to? A movie I haven't seen? We need to go deeper. What is that a reference to?
Goonies?
No.
Cemetery Man?
What is it a reference to? Why can't I think of what it is? We need to go deeper.
Star Wars. Definitely
Inception.
Star Wars.
Yeah, it's a reference to a movie I have not seen called Inception. Why? Fuck
And
if
maybe
I know.
hadn't come out yet?
It possibly. I think it hadn't.
When did Inception come out?
Not before Isaac. I don't think Inception's over 10 years old. Is it? Anyway.
I know.
Next.
I know. Young debutantes.
Young Frankenstein. What's the next one? We got a few more to do.
Tarot deck.
Tarot
The
deck
tarot deck.
is a reference to
Deck of cards. I gotta go.
The deck of cards is a tarot deck, and it's a reference to the tarot deck. Next up.
I lost where I am. Monstro's tooth.
Monstro's tooth. Monstro, there's a hole in one of his gums, and I thought it would be cute to have a little lore there and have his tooth have fallen out, and then when you raise it up, that he comes back for it.
So cute.
Next.
Loki's horns.
Yep, those are little Loki's horns. That's it. It's just little horns. Next up.
Little chub.
I'm gonna try that
Chubby.
one more time.
Little chubby.
Little chubby. Little chubby. So this is some deep lore.
Little chubby.
Back when I was like 16, 17, till I met Danielle I made a comic, and one of the main mascots of the comics was the Blue Baby, and the other one was a character called Little Chubby, who then was a penis.
A little chode.
Oh yeah, and I thought it would be cute to give a little nod to him, and I would name this guy Little Chubby.
And I went to the record store and I found only part of one of his comics before we went on our first date.
What did you think?
I was very confused because I knew that he didn't drink or do drugs.
Yet I was obsessed with penises.
Yeah, here is this little dick with he was scratching himself, and he was next to
Me?
he was scratching himself like he had crabs, and he was next to a pair of like fishnet tight legs, like a prostitute.
A prosy. I'm pretty sure my mom and dad thought I was gay because I would draw penises so much in my work. My dad was very convinced. He even called my mom to tell her. Really? They were right, and I'm just suppressing it. Okay, next up.
Spider bite.
Spider bite. This is a reference to a scary story where a girl gets a spider bite on her face, and it looks like a pimple, and it swells and swells and swells, and then it bursts, and then a bunch of little baby spiders come out. It's a really fun one. If those of you who haven't seen Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, you should see it, read it. Don't see the movie, but read the books. The art's fantastic. Next up.
Small rock.
Small rock. I just thought it would look cool to have a rock embedded in his head that would raise damage.
Who hasn't had rocks thrown at them?
And tears. And that's that. Next up.
Spelunker hat?
Spelunker hat. A reference to a Spelunky, which was one of the games that definitely inspired me to make this game. And I wanted to give it a little nod. Last up for this session.
The Band-Aid. A Band-Aid.
Super bandage. I knew you weren't going to get that one. I didn't get it. I thought it was called Band-Aid as well. This is a reference to Band-Aid Girl, who we actually changed her name. So in the original Meat Boy, her name was Band-Aid Girl, and then when we did Super Meat Boy, a few people brought up the fact that much like Q-tips, Band-Aid is a trademark, so we can't call her Band-Aid Girl. So we called her
Kleenex. You guys, all these things.
We called her Bandage Girl. Therefore, this is Super Bandage. Okay, I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna give this baby. I'm gonna pee, and then I'm gonna come back, and then we can do 20 minutes of QA or nonsense.
Open the box. I want to open a box.
Okay, we're gonna open a box first, then close out with QA.
Can I sit on this chair now?
You can do whatever you like.
Hello. Hello. I have to say, I do like the nickname wife. I found that very funny. I'm trying. Thank you. I know. Peach was such a, I mean, she's still really cute, but she was such a cute baby that I was worried. I was like, how is it possible to make another baby that's that cute? And then look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Minnie! Can you, oh my God.
Are we doing the boxing ground or which box?
Peach was such a cute baby. We should do the one that we got first.
This is the one that we got?
What's his name? His name is Buddy. Buddy McMillan.
This one?
Yes.
Because you said we should do the one we got. We technically
got first. I said got first, didn't I, you guys? Didn't I say got first?
Let's first show it.
This baby is 10 months old.
Danielle's not told me what's in this box.
Well, what's in this box is something when I was like getting all ready for got first. Thank you.
You said first?
Wheatley Williams.
I don't want to stream anymore. This is bullshit.
Hello, 4 a.m. in Argentina.
They could be fucking lying to just score points and we wouldn't know.
I don't have my phone, so I can't look up what his name is. It starts with an A. Alex, maybe?
Well, it's on here.
Oh.
Should I read the name?
You're so smart.
His name is Adam.
Adam! Yes.
I can't read the last name. Inzalaco.
Thank you.
Inzalaco.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's an honor to have me butcher people's names with my dyslexia.
So, stop cutting. Let me say the lore.
I'm not gonna open
Let
it
me
up.
say the lore of how I got this package.
You better hurry up. Get on it. Don't read what they say. Don't read them. Don't read them.
They're saying I'm pretty and I can't stop looking at it.
Just don't look. Don't
Okay.
look what they're saying. Look, here, we'll just go like this.
No, I'm hearing you cut and I can't stop.
Okay, I've already cut it open. So you go quick. Tell them.
So before the Kickstarter, I was getting amped and I was like, I'm gonna get back on the Instagram. I'm gonna be on it all the time. I'm gonna post people's art, and then, man, you guys, I am tired, so I cannot do that all the time. You should definitely be following Maestro Media. If you go to the Isaac Instagram, that's like one of the 2 people I'm following. Follow them because they post everything. So anyway, it would be nice if I could really. I can't. I give up. So I was looking through Isaac art, and then I found this sculpture that somebody made. Wait. Yes.
Are you sure this is the one?
Yes, I know what it is. No. I'm trying to remember how if he messaged, or maybe he messaged. I don't know. Anyway.
Make it up. They don't know.
I saw it, and it actually made me emotional. It's Isaac holding Guppy, and something about it actually, like, me, this cold, hard woman, had an emotional response. And I said, like, if you ever, because people send at art, I don't want to be, like, presumptuous, but, like, sometimes people are just, like, happy to send stuff. And I was like, if you ever, like, want to part with it, I want it. And I've learned this from Ed. Ask. It doesn't hurt to ask. Ask. So I asked. And he's like, no, fuck you. No, but he wanted to keep it because he spent a lot of time on it. And then, like, a little bit later, he said, actually, since you like it so much, you can have it. But I did pay for it.
You're going to be paying for it forever. Oh my god, this is like a whole to-do.
Ow. Ooh,
This is what this looks like.
Look at the seal.
We got a bunch of cards of his dead leaf designs. Insect taxidermy display.
Manny.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, look at the leaf. Look how cute the leaf is.
Oh, it's like a skull leaf?
Yeah. Can you...
The Instagram is Dead Leaf Designs. I'll be putting these in mystery boxes.
It was so nice too because he said he felt like he was sending him home.
Okay.
You want to see this? Don't eat it.
Uh-oh.
What?
That's just coming off of it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's big.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know how big he was. I had no idea how big he was. Mama. Yes. I thought he was like... I don't know how big I thought he was.
Here, should we do this?
Yeah.
Should we get your bowl out of here? Hope you don't smoke it on cam.
It's so big.
It's a spicy bowl. Alright. She barfed.
Holy shit, did you see that?
Here, put
Thank
it in
you.
that.
Manny, can you stop barking?
Oh, crap. Oh, it's fucking huge. This is insane. Now I understand why this poor guy didn't want to... Oh.
Oh no, his little head's cracked. Oh.
So the tail's broken. It looks like he came off of the stand and shipping.
Oh crap. It's so hard to,
I can repair this, though.
yeah, it's
I
so
just need the
hard to
piece.
ship figures. I think we had good luck with my mom's figures because they were so, like, small and not a lot of... Look at him.
Alright, here.
Oh, we gotta fix the little body.
I'm trying to find the little piece of the tail. I don't... Because I can glue it back on. It must be in the box. Probably in the box. Alright, look at this. I don't want to lift it up because it got snapped off of the...
I want to show Guppy's face, too.
off of the stand. What's this? Oh, I found the piece.
Should I just take the cam so I can show it?
Sure. Or tail.
Oh, uh-oh. I don't know how far this will go.
Just angle it down.
Okay, so turn him. So his mouth is really cool, and his teeth. And then I don't know if you can see Guppy's head. It's kind of... Well, I could... If I remember, I could post a picture on the Instagram. But... So I didn't... say this... before he said we could have him because I didn't want to, like, guilt him... into... like, giving him up. But, the way Guppy's face looks... really looks how he looked when we had to, like, emergency. Can you please take him?
I want to put it somewhere where it's not going to get messed up. I put it back together.
Okay, take him to the to the vet, like an emergency appointment, and that is what his face looked like. And a while ago, it would have been more painful, and I would have been like, I don't even want to see that. But now I can, like, appreciate it, and I like it, and it makes me happy, but, in, you know, some sort of way. But, I mean, I can appreciate it more now that Guppy, so many people know about Guppy, and Guppy's part of the game, and it's like he lives forever.
Thank you so much. What was his name? Adam?
Adam.
Thank you so much, Adam. I hope you eventually see this. That was so fucking nice.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for parting.
I can easily glue him down to the base. And I have all the pieces of his tail, and I can just glue them all back together. And it shipped surprisingly well, though. I mean, you did a great job of shipping it, but you can't predict how somebody's going to just fucking throw shit around. That was awesome. I love the art on that box, too. On all the little extras. What's this?
Put it in the curio.
It's going to go in the curio. I don't have the curios up right now, so right now he's just going to go behind me.
But he'll go perfect next to Guppy's
Scroll.
urn and his little paw prints that we have.
For sure. Should we do just a random Q&A for the next 10 minutes and we'll go to bed?
Yeah. I told Ed one of the doesn't have anything to do with Isaac, but
What's that?
I want to do like a like newlywed game. I want you guys to ask us questions and we can write it down and then see if our things match.
They don't. I've seen them.
He glues his to the base.
It's true.
What is my favorite item?
What's your favorite item?
Daddy.
Hi.
Daddy.
Yeah?
My favorite item is barf paper towel. Damaged up. I don't know what my favorite item is. I mean, there's things that I really like. Bob's brain. I hated that before, but I love it now. I love them all. Oh my god.
What? She's pointing at
I love Parasite. I love the sinus infection. This one, I can't remember what that's called. Spider eyes.
Bob's Brain has always been my number one because I love the design of it, but slowly Curse of the Tower is becoming one of my favorite ones.
Mom's Wig.
I really enjoy Dry Baby. Dry Baby is another one that I think is really cool. I mean, I think it's hard to choose. Halo of Flies is also a really cool one too.
I like all of them, and then I like certain ones together.
Hey, are you guys? What's this Kickstarter up to?
The baby is a girl. The baby
we're doing pretty good
is
tonight.
a girl. The baby is a girl.
I'm gonna do the business thing and remind you guys that you can raise your pledge now and get a shitload of stuff.
Yeah.
And you should tell people about it. And then participate in the social goals because they're good God.
Oh.
Or,
Minnie.
that's what happens when you're a baby who wants real food and then you just nurse.
Oh, it was warm. You want to know what the lore of Minnie is? Hey, it's Devin.
Devin's here.
Hello, Devin. Hello, Katie. I'm assuming Bridget's sleeping because you guys are good parents and your baby's asleep.
You guys should come over, play some Magic. Community Days tomorrow. Whoop whoop. Tomorrow is the first day that I'm going to play Magic in almost like a year and a half.
In person.
Oh, in person. And it's also Tyler's birthday. I would tell you what I got him, but I don't he might be in here.
Tyler is watching himself stream.
Well, yeah, but he's watching this in another window.
Hoping that we talk about his birthday.
All right, we should probably hear. Here, what are they asking? Do you think your daughter will play the game?
I played with Peach.
Yeah, Peach has played the game already. She really likes it. She didn't know much about anything that I did at all or understood what I did until the launch of Requiem. So that was the first time that she saw firsthand what Crunch looked like.
Oh, and I think because she heard Vin and Nick on Skype a lot.
Yeah, and she wanted to talk to them, and she did. So there was a lot of interaction, so she understands how it kind of works a little bit. And then that made her very eager to understand the game, the story, the bosses, the items.
And just like people love watching Let's Plays, she loved watching me play. It was so awesome when Minnie was born and I was so tired and I didn't have any energy to do anything. And she'd be like, "Can I watch you play, Isaac?" I'm like, "Yes." I guess, if you're good.
Favorite magic element in Magic the Gathering? I'm assuming you mean the color. I'm just going on a limb here.
Swamp.
I like all the colors. My favorite color combination is blue red or blue black.
You already said you don't even see them though.
But I don't see magic colors. I just draft. Get at it. No.
Good parent. Like
I'm a magic drafter. I'm not a deck builder.
I wish I could reference Real Housewives of Beverly Hills right now, but I don't think anybody would. I think I'm the only one here that watched the latest episode.
Maybe Katie watches it. She's a dumb bitch. Don't worry, Katie. My wife also watches, so she's also that.
I'm also a dumb bitch.
And all you other dumb bitches out there too. High five.
Jesus Christ.
What? What's wrong with being a dumb bitch? There's nothing wrong. I'm what am I?
Stupid.
A stupid idiot. I'm a stupid idiot. There's nothing wrong with being a dumb bitch.
I don't know how we come back from that.
Dude, I've been back. It didn't phase me in the slightest. What's Isaac's dad's name? Do you know?
I think it's Henry because people keep talking about Henry lore.
Henry is a turd. You guys want Henry lore? You're no Henry. You're no stupid bitch.
I'm no Sylvia Brown, but wait, I do know his dad's name.
What's his name? John? His dad's name has never been revealed, and his dad doesn't have a name.
Henry.
My dad's name is Chuck, so that would be the closest thing to it. But he's an unnamed character. What are you eating? Did you get a little bit of something in there?
Just a little bit. Can you not?
You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing us. Henry.
Devin, please confirm. Please confirm Katie laughed.
She's my cousin. She has a sense of fucking humor.
You know he's an asshole.
She comes from a family of stupid bitches. See, if you guys came over, this would be kind of what would happen. It's great. It's a fantastic time in this house.
He can't confirm because they're gone now. There he is. Okay. God.
What was I? She's my cousin.
I know who she is. How dare you? She is so beautiful. You guys don't even know.
Beautiful. You know, the stupid bitches are usually the prettiest.
Okay, yeah.
Anywho, Henry was, so I think it was during the end of development, Vin was showing me unused sprites, and one of them was this turd. And he had a full animation for it spinning around. And I think he was initially saying that it would kind of like, it was like a turret that would shoot or whatever else, or just go down. And then we were talking more and half jokingly about like, it didn't do anything, it just disappeared. And I was like, oh my God, we need to make it the Loch Ness shit and make it the rarest thing possible in the game that could ever happen. If you happen to be in Dross or whatever, you could enter this room that was like almost like a lottery win to see, and all it would do is disappear and nothing. And I thought it was,
and it's his dad.
And it's his dad. And I thought it would be really funny. And then of course Vin put it in. There's lots of things that we thought were funny, and then Vin put it in. And I believe somebody on 4chan actually experienced it for real. It was the only documented case. No one believed him. Everyone ignored him. And then, of course, when mods came out and everybody dug in there, then they found Henry.
Much like Jesus Christ.
Much like Jesus Christ. Spoken like a true... Okay. Anyway, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys?
I don't know if I can give up the nickname wife for stupid bitch. I think I like wife.
Wife, smile. Any major nerfs coming soon except for Sci-Fly? There are only two semi-problematic items in the game, and that's Sci-Fly and Echo Chamber.
Mini. No.
If there are any nerfs, they would be to those two. I don't think there needs to be much else than that.
No. Show it. Make her do it, man. No.
No.
We can't get her to do this at the camera.
No.
Mini.
No, she won't do it because she only does it to people that she's gonna get to do it back to her.
But she's gonna
laugh.
kill.
Will Auroboros ever return? It's not off the table. So Auroboros was a prototype that I made with Tyler for about 5 or 6 months. It got pretty far into development, and it revolved. It was a semi-sequel to Timefuck, where you played as Steven. It was a randomly generated shooter platformer. And it revolved around you revolving in this circular pattern that went on infinitely into a loop, and it made people motion sick, like universally. And
oh my God!
We tried so many times to fix it. We tried zooming
Blast
in.
from the past.
We tried so many things, and it just wasn't happening. So we ended up taking the physics of the game for the most part and turning it into the end is nigh, simplifying it. And so in a lot of ways, Ouroboros became the end is nigh. And I don't know if we'll revisit it unless we can fix. We basically would have to like redo the core mechanic of it being this infinite.
This is a good question.
Thing. What
do
Fractal.
you?
Nah, that was a very good question.
Shut up! I lost it, and then I saw, why do you look like Markiplier? Ugh.
Me? Or you?
Better not be me.
Oh, it's the fucking huge forehead.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no! Don't say that.
I have to shrink my eyes down. Like his eyes are like super tiny, like Millhouse situation.
Can you say that?
I can.
Where is it? Oh, what is something in Isaac you think is underappreciated?
The most unappreciated thing or misunderstood or not thought about thing is the resource management aspect of the game, which I think is the most appealing part of the game, and no one realizes the min-max aspect of it is actually resource management. Once you understand the game's mechanics, you actually can abuse the resources in order to gain an advantage over the game, and they're probably the most important aspect.
I think you saw playing with me recently what a good player is.
Yeah, that's true. Danielle's a good player.
I'm so good. My resource
God.
management skills.
You know, is this brain breaking for her because she has no fucking clue what we're doing?
We're
We're just sitting here and talking at nothing.
What she wants to do is cast a spell. Okay, I'm gonna let you cast a spell. Here it goes. Harness the power.
What is that thing Chris Chan shoots? Curse ye Hameha!
Ping! Oh, but this is just her cheat. Come on, get the cheat, and she's gonna knock you over. Ready?
Okay.
Send one at the screen, Minnie.
Who's your favorite content creator? My favorite content creator on Twitch is Pay Money Wubby. Any chance for a Tomorrow Corporation game themed Warp Zone? I mean, I love those guys, and it's definitely possible. But so behind the scenes, I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can. I have things that are planned, and I have a little bit of wiggle room, and the little bit of wiggle room that's left, I want to use for as many. I'm attempting to try to get big name IPs and maybe even mainstream IPs or wildcard IPs, whatever else. So I'm attempting to get you guys more substantial unlocks, even from games that I haven't played. I don't partake in. How'd you come up with Dogma? Dogma was an easy one to come up with. Dogma, if you know what Dogma means, it's essentially the embodiment of the Christian broadcast. It's the dogmatic static that comes through and makes, Isaac feel less than because he doesn't fit the mold of what a good Christian would be. So yeah, that's and then Dogma becomes like after Dogma detaches from the television, Dogma becomes a traditional biblical angel.
Ow.
Like a spinning wheel or a Revelark type multi-winged angel.
What are your line tattoos?
They are cut lines like on a bovine shirt. That's what I initially had all over me.
He got them in jail.
Yep, and then I just got them filled up with stuff, which is mostly like wires and weird shit everywhere.
Ow!
Will we get an Edith in 4 Souls? I understand there was a problem, blah, 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 blah. So this is what I don't want to do. I'm not going to do it, mainly because I don't want to get people's hopes up and thinking that there's going to be some sort of Edith character that isn't already in the game, which she is. I mean, Edith is essentially the Tainted Forgotten, and I don't want to confuse anybody, so I won't do that. What's the converter supposed to be? It's supposed to be a converter, like if you... I think initially it was supposed to be some sort of converter where if you had a US plug, and you had to convert it in order for a UK slot, and then I just threw some wires on it. I don't know. I didn't go to jail. They think I went to jail now. I have not ever been arrested. I've gotten 2 speeding tickets.
He got in one little fight and his mom got scared.
I am not. I am a good boy, as Danielle put it. When will I be on Alex's podcast? Sometime this month, I think. I definitely will do it whenever he wants me to do it. I think he's been working on his English and he's a little nervous, and I don't want to make it worse for him and pressure him into doing it ASAP or whatever. But I am 100% down whenever he's ready to do it. Isaac 2 when? Isaac 2 will not be in development until I finish. So my schedule looks like this: finish Mugenics. How long will it take? At least 2 years. At least 2 years.
How much attention do I need? All of it.
I made a pact to Danielle that I wouldn't be crunching for another 2 years. I wouldn't do anything crazy like this for another 2 years. She needs more undivided attention, and we need to move into this house and whatever else. So 2 years,
More.
2 years, 2 years of Mugenics development, and then once Mugenics is out, I'm going to do at least 2 more years of small games. I want to make
more babies.
Yeah, I want to make a game every 3 months for 2 years. I think that would be amazing. And then when those years are up, if I need a break, I'll take a break. If not, I will entertain the idea of possibly working on Binding of Isaac 2 again.
Who is that?
But that will probably take, a good 3 or 4 years of development.
Hi, baby.
Yeah. Bah, bah.
Hi, baby. You say hi. Hi. Oh, I thought this was interesting.
What?
For lore, is Isaac circumcised?
Isaac is circumcised.
See, for my opinion, I thought he would be, my personal opinion, I thought he would be not. Because I picture her as like homeschool mom kind of deal. But you wouldn't want him playing with himself without extra skin.
Well, I was circumcised and...
What?
So, everybody that I know of in my immediate family, Katie was, I'm sure, circumcised.
Everybody that comes over.
I'm pretty sure and that's part of it, right? That's the new rule. If schools can do it, so can I. Genital inspections every day. Yeah, I'd say circumcised. Do you like the idea that Isaac has changed people's perception on religion?
Look at this baby.
All that I ask for when it comes to the religious aspects of the Binding of Isaac is that it makes people question something. That's all that I care about. If that's I'm happy if that's all we get.
She only likes it if I'm in pain.
Booster packs for repentance? No. Who voices Isaac? This is a very fun lore answer.
I thought you meant Isaac's dad, Henry. Can you take her off my head?
Yeah. So Isaac's dad is Matthias, right? She just wants to look at you. Isaac's dad is Matthias. That's the voice of the narrator, and that's Isaac's dad. Spoiler for anybody who doesn't know all this. Isaac's mother is Carla Kilstead. That is Matthias's actual wife in real life. The original Isaac's voice.
You should have just called her Matthias.
I don't know who the original Isaac voice. So the original. Can you take her?
Yeah.
You want to just sit down with her somewhere? Am I gonna step on barf all day long?
I tried to wipe it up. I've stepped on most of it.
Ah, that's fun. So the original rebirth Isaac's voice is Tallulah, which is Carla and Matthias's daughter. And then during repentance, we needed another voice. And it couldn't be Tallulah because Tallulah is a lot older now. I think she's got to be like not 8 or 9. So she's not going to have the same voice. So we got his youngest son, Vigo, to do the voice for Isaac. His only son. His only son. We kept it in the family. Why? Because it seemed most appropriate, and I like doing stuff like that. Just like when I made Time Fuck, it was about going to a high school reunion, 10-year high school reunion, and it was so depressing. I was sort of writing about that, and it felt appropriate to contact my best friend from high school, who's a musician, to write the music for it, and he did a phenomenal job with that. So I'm very glad that I did that. I'm scrolling down. Why don't you release Isaac in the GOG shop? I want to do that. It's just like it's hard to explain because it seems like it's effortless, but it's not. There's enough effort involved in doing it. God, what's wrong with that baby? There's enough effort in doing it that stops us from doing it. But we want to do it, and we will do it eventually. One sec. I gotta eat something before we go to bed.
I mean, this coffee you guys had to throw away.
Okay. Any chance for more of your IPs as a Warp Zone? If you're specifically thinking and asking about Super Meat Boy, that's not going to happen. Don't bother the team. Don't bother Team Meat. Just don't bother. Don't bother them, and don't bother. It's not going to happen. The response has been, I'll consider it, and I think that's it. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it at that. How big are the stress balls? Well, it depends on how stressed I am. I don't know how big the stress balls are. This big? Like a marble? A grape. No, I'm assuming the stress balls are smaller than a tennis ball, but roughly that size. Bigger than this. This little plush Isaac head from the last Kickstarter that you can't get now. I hope you like it because you can't fucking get it. Does anybody have a Gish stress ball or a Super Meat Boy stress ball? I assume around the same. No, the Gish stress balls were really small. That's some fucking rare shit there if you had that. People love this "Become Back My Money" meme, man. So good. So brave. What's Ultra Greed's lore? You want to know the Ultra Greed lore? So Ultra Greed was designed by Tyrone, and originally Ultra Greed had Tyrone's goatee. So it was more of an embodiment of greed, aka Tyrone Rodriguez. And I said, we got to cut that. We got to cut that beard. Why do we cut that beard? Because there shouldn't be any references to any kind of non-child like bosses for the most part out, that resemble Isaac in some way. So like Greed is Isaac and Ultra Greed is Isaac, but just really big and huge. And Isaac is a kid, so he wouldn't have a goatee. So that's it. What's the story behind Gish 2? I saw an old trailer for it and it looked amazing. The story behind Gish 2 was a stupidly huge undertaking. It was a design idea that was far too ambitious for me and Alex to actually do. We should have kept it simple. We did not. It was going to be this kind of like sprawling, branching story type open world side scroller that revolved around physics and goo physics. And we got a few months in, maybe we got like 8 months in, and that was around the time things were kind of falling apart. And we were losing money. We had no money. And in the midst of that, I kind of did a mad dash to try to get in on this flood of indie games, and there was a lot of money going around. I started, all of my friends started becoming multimillionaires, and I'm like, oh shit, we got to do something. So I think around the time I released a compilation of all my work, and when I released it, it got the attention of a few people who gave me contacts with Microsoft and Nintendo, and I utilized those contacts with Microsoft and Nintendo to try to leverage something. And originally, the thing I was leveraging was Gish 2, but the project was too crazy, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, so we decided we were just going to kind of remake Gish 1 and turn it into Gish 2. So it was going to be more of a true sequel, and that was around the time where we just kind of it wasn't going to happen. Too much pressure, way too much pressure, and things kind of crumbled. We hired on Tommy Reffinus to help with the console port of Gish 2. So he was down here. He was actually staying in our office and living there. And when when I left Cryptic Sea, essentially, Tommy came with me. He was living in our house, and we didn't know what we should do because we basically lost the deal. And I said, okay, I'm going to do a phone call, and I'm going to try to flip it. I'm going to try to be like, okay, well, we no longer have access to do Gish 2, but let's do Meat Boy. And I just threw out, you ever played that game? It's my most popular game on Newgrounds. It's called Meat Boy. We can make a semi-sequel to it called Super Meat Boy, and people really like it. And Kevin, who was the publisher at the time, said, I just wanted to work with you. And
oh my God. Okay, I was going to say that, but I didn't know if you weren't supposed to say that, but I was going to say that.
So he was down with whatever I wanted to do, and that was super awesome. And he's a very smart guy because, look, it ended up working out. And that's the story of Gish 2 and the origin of Super Meat Boy.
I was laughing because it was moving to Arrested Development. Get some of that company money.
You gotta get some of that company money. Is there going to be another new secret character like Lost or Forgotten? No. Don't expect anything else big coming to this game. The game is too big already. We want to tie up loose ends and call it a day. Are tainted characters alternate universe versions of the originals? Are the originals that are hurt in some way? The tainted characters are the abused versions. They're the broken versions of the characters. The future versions, in a way. Talk about adoption papers. Isn't Isaac their biological son? Yeah, he's their biological son. And that's all I'm going to say about that. How old is Isaac? Like 4? Isaac is 5. What do you think about Alex Austin? Alex Austin is a close friend of mine and a mentor. Alex Austin was some of the most significant people in my life when it came to career defining. The first one is Clay Butler, who was somebody who actually mentored me when I was a teenager. Later found out that it was because he was told that I was troubled youth, and he wanted to give me a chance. And he was an artist, a comic book artist, and he kind of encouraged me to do comic books. And then number 2 is Tom Fulp. And Tom was actually... So Newgrounds actually had a section, and the section was called Featured Artist. And for whatever reason, I submitted a bunch of stuff to Newgrounds, and I had made This Is a Cry for Help, and that was my website, made a bunch of wacky shit. And for whatever reason, Tom featured me as a featured artist for 8 months to a year. And it was because of that it drove so much traffic to my website, and I basically made a name for myself. And I flooded Newgrounds with content. I made so much content, and just kept uploading more and more and more. I absolutely love Tom. He's the nicest guy in the world. He's one of the most generous guys in the world. And my first game that I had ever worked on, Serious P-Shy, I worked on with him. And he actually had to stop working on it to work on Alien Hominid because it was looking like they were going to do a console version, which, of course, I couldn't argue with that. But I got really depressed after that, knowing that this game that I thought was going to be so cool that I was doing with the Tom Fulp wasn't going to happen, that I actually searched around for another indie game company, and there happened to be one down the street from my house called Chronic Logic, and that's where Alex Austin worked. He created a game called Bridge Builder, which was called Pawn Effects at the time. It had been nominated and won some awards the previous year for me coming there, and I basically volunteered my time there. And then they liked me so much they started paying me, and then within the first 4 months, I believe, I decided I was going to pitch a new game idea, and that was Gish. And I made a whole design doc and everything for it. I was trying to be very professional about it. I presented the design document, and Alex, for whatever reason, liked it. And we just dove in, and we worked like crazy for 6 to 8 more months. Got nominated for some awards. And then once the game came out, actually won some awards. We won quite a few big awards for Gish, which is funny because we actually went head-to-head with Tom Fulp for the grand prize at the IGF in 2005, and that's when I proposed to Danielle when we somehow beat Alien Hominid for Game of the Year. And Alex is a great guy. I have absolutely nothing against him at all. You know, everybody goes through difficult times, and it was just a difficult time for us in general. And I think a lot of it revolved around money and the future and figuring out what was going to go on and what sacrifices we needed to make to continue. I didn't talk to him for a little while after the breakup, but he's a close friend of mine now, and I see him. Well, I haven't seen him in a year and a half, but he will be coming over and playing Magic regularly, and I think he's a very good guy. He was actually Danielle and our witness at our actual. It's not called a wedding. What is it called?
Well, wedding at the courthouse.
Wedding at the courthouse. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more questions, and we got to go to bed.
This baby is mine.
This baby's pissed. Are the Binding of Isaac characters different characters, or are they all Isaac? How? They are all Isaac. Spoiler alert. You're playing the game in Isaac's imagination. What's happening is not real. He's dying in a box, and everything that you're doing is playing out in his imagination, and it gets more twisted and broken as you go because he's slowly fading.
Remember that band?
What?
Twisted.
Twisted.
Oh.
What?
Here's a card.
What? Twisted?
Yeah, you can get ICP.
Oh my god! Should we do ICP cards? Let's get ICP Warp Zone. I'm not even joking.
I am definitely not joking.
Get it in there. I want an ICP Warp. Give me some contacts.
Somebody. Get him. Oh, daddy.
What else? Is Isaac's father's name? Don't ask me about Isaac's father's name. I'm not going to answer that.
I've established it.
What's the lore behind Delirium? Delirium is the light at the end of the tunnel. It's a distorted version of reality where everything is melding together. It's the end. It's oblivion. It is the white light. At the end of the tunnel. It's the end. And it distorts and fucks everything up. It's your life flashing before your eyes is what it is. What's your favorite and least favorite tattoos? You can answer that, Danielle. My favorite tattoo is my arm, and then my least favorite is my arm. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, well, what?
I don't. All I have is the arm that goes up everywhere.
My favorite tattoo.
What's your favorite tattoo on you?
On me?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
My favorite tattoo on you is, let me see your other arm.
Hello Kitty, cat chooses word.
I think it's the beggar. If it's not the beggar, it's Jigglypuff.
Just the simple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe Jigglypuff since that's our like.
Oh no, wait, this one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Bart in high heels is my favorite on you.
So sassy. Oh, I really like this one too. The girl power one.
What's your least favorite?
My least favorite.
Is it TV?
Well, for a while it was my Super Meat Boy tattoo. Because that's a huge part of my arm. Now it's probably my very first tattoo, which is a little heart right here on my, you can't see where I'm pointing. Where is it? My vagina? On my hip. What is that?
The heart.
Yeah, where is it?
It's your...
Hippish, you know.
Yeah.
That's my
Front
least
hip.
favorite because that just really, like, I feel like accentuates the mom belly of, like, you can't see it anymore. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
What about the little dots on your fingers? You like those?
Oh yeah. What do you call it?
Your prison tattoos?
Yeah, Mi Vida Loca.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the eye on my finger. I have to get it redone. I drew some birds that I have on my back. I almost got them. Excuse me, I'm talking. I almost got them on my chest, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Oh, I have a little E behind my ear. I really like that too.
I like the E too. That might be my favorite one.
I'm so sorry.
It's E for Etsy, right?
Yeah.
What's your... No, I'm not going to read that one. What's your... Is Isaac fighting Mom because he's trying to kill himself and she's trying to stop him? Isaac is fighting Mom.
Are you going to bring food upstairs? Because I'll just take her up.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Will you bring me a baby bill and a turkey steak?
Yeah, sure.
Bye.
Isaac is not fighting Mom. It's not real. This is all fake. This is all fever dream. Everything that's playing out in the game is all in his imagination. He's fighting her because he imagines that she's going to do what was done in the Bible. That's the whole thing. That's why, like, for the most part, those cutscenes are played out in drawings, because it's Isaac telling a story for the most part. Is Dad's lost coin a sobriety chip? Yes, it is. My father, after my mom divorced him, he got into recovery. My dad was a pretty hardcore drug user and alcoholic, and he got into recovery. He's been clean and sober for forever, since I was very young. And he actually gave me one of his first chips, and I still have it. But he became a born-again Christian after that. Pretty fucking hardcore, and he is actually a preacher now. He has his own congregation out in the fucking desert. Red key lore? I don't have any lore for the red key because I didn't design that item. Repentance on console when? A third quarter at some point. What's Dad's note say? You'll find out in the sequel. You'll find out in 5 to 10 years. Is there a best place? Where is the best place for submissions for warp zones? I'm not really taking submissions for warp zones. If I need more, like I'll reach. For the most part, if you hear me saying, "Hey, I need help reaching somebody," that's because I would like to have them as a warp zone. A lot of people have contacted me about warp zones. I only have so much room, and it all depends on how much you guys complete and how quickly you complete it. I'm not really taking submissions outside of general stuff. I might do a few more, like, hey, what would be your top warp zones of games that I may not feature? I've already done that a few times, and I have a pretty good idea of what you guys want, and for the most part, it's not going to happen. But you know, one of them was Hollow Knight, and I got Hollow Knight, and the Cherry Games guys are really cool, and I'm glad that happened. Even though, I mean, I'm sure I'd be a big fan of the game if I had played it, but I hadn't played it yet. Tyler was a big. He was like, "You got to get this. It's so cool." I just haven't had any goddamn time. But when it comes to submitting stuff, I have a good idea of what you guys want. Don't bother submitting individual stuff unless you've got contact with people that are mainstream. It's like if you somehow have the ability to talk to somebody at Capcom or whatever else to get Mega Man in or some crazy shit like that, let me know. But I'm sure that's not what you're talking about. How do the alt paths connect to the story? They don't. That's all part of the mod that existed, which doesn't really dive into lore. It's just alternate areas that you can go, which is what people wanted mechanically. So a lot of the repentance features are not lore based; they're mechanic based. Is Mother's large room coming back? No, it's not. Mother's zoomed out room and larger area for the fight couldn't be rendered correctly in the actual engine and caused problems previously. There was a lot of hacking going on in order to get it to work the way it did before, and it cannot actually work in the game now. So what you're seeing is mostly due to technical limitations, but I don't think it's actually needed. It's not really a big deal. Aside from Meat Boy, what are other IPs you won't collab with? I'm asking because I'd love to see Five Nights at Freddy's and Four Souls. I would have no issue with Five Nights at Freddy's if you guys really wanted it. Again, I've never played it. I hear the guy's pretty hardcore Christian, so I don't know if he would have a problem with it. Yeah. Okay, I got it. But I would have no issue with it. If you guys want to put me in touch with him, just tweet at him and tweet at me so I can see it. I will like it. This is my rule of thumb. You guys tweet, I like it. So I'm a verified account with a shitload of followers. So I know for a fact that another person, the person in question that you guys have tweeted at, will see that I liked it. If they like it back or reach out in any way, I will DM them or I will contact them directly. I'm not gonna, if they tweet and then they don't respond in any way, then it's pretty clear that they're not interested. So I'm not gonna bark up some tree where it's quite obvious that somebody's not into it. So that's what I usually do when it comes to this sort of stuff. There was a question about Meat Boy. I missed it. If you're re-asking questions a lot, it's probably because I'm avoiding your answer because of spoilery type things or whatever, or I've already answered the question a bunch because I'm seeing a shitload of repeat questions. Any advice to creative types who question the world? Just ignore it. Just live in your own world. If you're a creative type, you design your own reality and you live in it and you shut out everything else that bothers you. You know, I think most creative people have an issue with allowing too much to come in. Yeah, the world can be a really, really terrible place, but you don't need to look at those terrible things because there's more good than bad. And it's just really easy for people to spoon feed you through the media just how bad things are and the worst parts of people, and they don't really reward the good things or the beautiful things or the creative things and whatever else. But I assure you there's more of that in the world than the other. So you as a creative person, you may be more susceptible to that, and it may make more of an impact in your life. I know as a kid, I used to obsessively worry about everything, all the problems of the world and people dying and the realization that there are children suffering out there. And that's the thing that gets me the most. And as a human being, you can't take that on, and you need to go out of your way to shut off the things that you can't do anything about and simply focus on the things that matter most to you. It'll seem harsh, but that's the way the world is. The world is harsh, and you have to be harsh back. So you have to shut out the things that don't matter and stop caring about those things and focus on the things that you can actually do something about, or you will be spread so thin that you'll never be able to do anything remotely creative or anything to help anybody else. There's a thing they always say, like when you're in a situation where there's a dangerous situation and your kid's there, and the first thing that you're supposed to do isn't, if you're both in that danger, you assess the situation first and you make sure that you're okay and you can save everybody. Like you need to focus on yourself first, because you will be worthless to anybody around you that matters, unless you focus on yourself first, then go out to help others. So you can't go, if that's what you're even talking about, you can't go and help anybody or fix any fucking problems if you're a broken person. That's just never going to happen. So you need to fix yourself first, focus on yourself, make yourself happy, make yourself creatively fulfilled, and you can do it. You just have to be very rigid and honest about what you need in the world. Not to say it's not hard, but it gets easier with practice. I'll do 2 more. It's going late. How did you hear about Antibirth? I heard about Antibirth right before the launch of Afterbirth Plus, and people had tweeted the trailer at me, and I thought it was fucking crazy good. And then when it came out, I downloaded it right away, and I was blown away. I think I didn't play it straight. I just went through with the mod tools and kind of like dug around and saw what was in there, and I was mostly impressed by how true to the game it was, because a lot of mods out there kind of miss the mark in different ways that are kind of hard to explain. And I instantly was like, oh, this person, we need to hire this person. Like, this person should be working with us. And if I would have known that this was in development, we would have already made it an official thing. It would have been part of, Afterbirth Plus. So I thought it was very impressive. Who's Larry Jr.? In Super Meat Boy, there are these giant maggots called the Larrys. And Larry Jr. was a reference to that. It was like one of Larry's babies. Will the Legend of Bumbo get more content? I finished and had a great time. I don't think so. I think I'm happy with the update, and we'll probably get a console release at the end of the year on Switch at least, and I'm happy with it being what it is and not expanding it. I did have an expansion designed, but I just don't want to I don't want to keep just infinitely expanding stuff. I think it's much more fulfilling for me as a designer to make new projects, and much like even Four Souls, like I don't foresee myself doing another grand Kickstarter like this for Four Souls. I think I'm good. Have you broken off business with Tarhead, and what became of him? He disappeared, and obviously that comes with the business aspect. I hadn't talked to him at all around when everything kind of fell apart, but I heard he got Me Too'd online and disappeared, and obviously I wouldn't have worked with him post that. And I know that he would probably assume that I wouldn't. I don't even know what he's doing. For all we know, he could be working incognito, and we'd never know, because I don't even know what his name was. How did Isaac get put in Blade Strangers? I think Tyrone said, hey, the guys are fans of Isaac, and they thought it would be cool to put him in. Would you want to do that? And I said, yes. I want Isaac to be in fucking everything. I'm fine with that. I know I said 2 more questions, but I'm looking for something more substantial to end on. This is a good one. Do you have any words of encouragement for somebody who's in the early stages of game development? You're a huge inspiration. Probably wouldn't be doing it if not for your games. So thank you very much. I hope I didn't steer you in the wrong direction. I hope you gain a lot of fulfillment and happiness and just joy in general from development. And that's my number 1 word of encouragement. Do this because you love doing it, and don't do it for the financial aspects. That's not just advice for a game developer, but for an artist in general. You have to try your best to not let the financial aspects of these things taint the artistic side of game development or any creative, any kind of creative work. You have to just be true to what you're doing and love what you're doing so much that it shows. If you don't worry about that, then you'll always have success. Like for the first almost 9 years, first 9 years of my career, I didn't make any real money at all. In fact, you couldn't even make money off of Flash games until like 2007, 2008. And even then it wasn't significant. I just did it because I loved it. And the money was just kind of like a bonus. And I, of course, had a real job that I went to, multiple random jobs. I also did freelance work. I did as much as I possibly could in order to fund my ability to develop games and make my own art. And it took nearly 10 years for me to build that foundation financially, and my reputation, to the point where I could actually charge for my work and people would actually give me money. And it's, people always ask, like, what would you be doing if you hadn't had success? And I would be doing exactly this. I'd probably be doing it more. Like, I'd probably be even more prolific, because I'd still have that drive to try to succeed more and outdo myself and whatever else, which kind of falls slightly once you've had success, because you feel like you can kind of relax a little bit. So words of encouragement overall for people, just artists in general, is be real brutally honest with what exactly what you want out of this. If you're looking for a paycheck, you're going to be disappointed, because it's probably not going to come for a very long time, if ever. You have to be honest with your abilities. That's very important, because you need to know if you're not that good at something, and if you're not that good at something, how you can improve. I see so many developers who are so rigid and stuck in this idea that which is very easy to get stuck in when you're young too, that you're just the fucking smartest, you're the best, you're the most creative, your ideas are the best. And the reality is that's not true. There is always going to be a ton of people better than you at all this stuff. You need to realize that, and you need to challenge yourself and practice in order to get better. And the more you do that, the more faith you're going to have in your work, the more confident you're going to feel in yourself, and the more you're going to get out of being creative, as long as you stay true and honest to your work. And that's what art is about. So I hope those were encouraging words. They are more real words than encouraging words, but if you can get to that reality and realize that reality, it will be easier for you to live in it, because this is a reality. And the reality here in indie games in general is that there are upwards of 20 to 30 games submitted every single day on Steam, and almost every one of those games doesn't ever sell more than 1,000 copies. So do not quit your job to be an independent game developer thinking that that's going to support you. That is a bad idea. That is a terrible idea. The only person that I would recommend that to is somebody who is already making video games the whole time that they were working a job, and they had been doing it for 10 years. Then I would say, okay, I think you can probably, so you've saved up enough money from your day job. You can live off of that for a few years. Go for it. Like, you've been making games for 10 years, go for it. But yeah, just try to have fun with it, and good luck. Anyway, so that's the end of this stream. It went way longer than expected. It also took a fucking really long time to go through the few items that we went through. It's not even close. I had this dream that we were going to clear all of Rebirth's items, and we did not even come fucking close in the slightest. But whatever, if you like that, if you want to see more of that, then we'll do more of that during this Kickstarter. I don't know when the next time we're going to stream is, but I think it might be semi-random. It'll be one of those situations where if we can get Peach to bed and the baby's relaxing and not so fussy, maybe we'll do a stream. But anyway, Kickstarter, blah, 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 blah. Do all the Kickstarter stuff. Let everybody know. Move some of them numbers. We passed 4 million. The next big unlock is like, it's like 5 million, I think. I could be wrong. But there's another unlock that unlocks at 38,000 backers, and that one will probably happen before we hit 5. So that's the next one to kind of look out for. That's the sweet spot, which means just making sure a bunch of Isaac fans know about the game. And that's one of the things that's most difficult about this Kickstarter is I feel like the last one, there are so many Isaac fans out there that I just simply can't reach. I'm only really reaching the people on Twitter and maybe the people on Reddit and some people who follow like the blog updates or whatever else on Steam. Like there's no way for us to legally send out an email to everybody who owns The Binding of Isaac and say, hey, there's a Kickstarter with a bunch of fucking Isaac merch and you probably really enjoy the card game. If we could, then, you know, we could have access to millions and millions of people. So it's the only thing that I ask of you guys is if you know somebody who ever spoke to you about The Binding of Isaac and saying that they really liked it, then let them know this Kickstarter is happening. And that will go a long way. All right. I will talk to you guys later. I will tally up all the shit tomorrow.